For centuries, humanity has been captivated by the mysteries of prophecy. The ability to foresee future events has long fascinated us. From ancient civilizations interpreting celestial movements to modern times when seers and prophets have left their mark on history. Among the most renowned figures in the world of prophecy are Nostradamus and BABA Vanga, two enigmatic individuals whose predictions continue to intrigue and terrify. Nostradamus, a 16th-century French astrologer and physician, is perhaps the most famous prophet in Western history. His cryptic quatrains, written in a mix of French, Latin, and Greek, have been interpreted to predict major historical events, from the rise of Napoleon to the September 11th attacks. Despite his works being over 450 years old, they are frequently revisited whenever disaster strikes or world events take a turn for the worse. On the other hand, Baba Vanga, a blind Bulgarian mystic, is revered for her purported ability to foresee global events with uncanny accuracy. Her followers credit her with predicting the Chernobyl disaster, the collapse of the Soviet Union, and even the COVID-19 pandemic. Unlike Nostradamus, Baba Vanga's predictions were delivered verbally, often in straightforward and direct language, making her prophecies easier to interpret, yet equally controversial. As we approach the year 2025, curiosity about what the future holds grows ever stronger. Both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga have left behind chilling predictions that could shape the trajectory of our world. Their prophecies for this year include devastating natural disasters, geopolitical shifts, and even cosmic phenomena, forewarnings that spark both fear and speculation. But what do these predictions truly mean? Are they genuine glimpses into the future or mere reflections of humanity's perennial fears and hopes? In this video, we will delve into the prophecies of these legendary figures for 2025, analyzing their origins, their interpretations, and what lessons we can draw from them. Stay with us as we explore the fascinating yet unsettling world of prophecy and uncover the secrets behind these visions of the future. Nostradamus, born Michel de Nostradame in 1503, is one of the most enigmatic and controversial figures in history, renowned for his prophetic writings. He has captured the imagination of people across centuries. His predictions, published in his magnum opus Les Prophecies, continue to be a source of fascination and debate, raising questions about the boundaries of human intuition and the possibility of foreseeing future events. Nostradamus's life was as intriguing as his prophecies. Born in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, France, he was a scholar with a keen interest in medicine, astrology, and ancient texts. He lived during a tumultuous era marked by plagues, wars, and religious conflicts, circumstances that likely shaped his worldview and the themes of his writings. Initially gaining recognition as a physician for his efforts to combat the plague, Nostradamus later turned his focus to astrology and prophecy, crafting quatrains that have since become legendary. The quatrains of Nostradamus are short, four-line verses, often written in a cryptic and symbolic language. This style, blending allegory and metaphor, has made his work subject to various interpretations. Advocates view Nostradamus as a visionary who foresaw significant historical events, such as the rise of Napoleon, World War II, and even the September 11th attacks. Skeptics, however, argue that his verses are so vague and open to interpretation that they can be retroactively applied to almost any event. One of the reasons Nostradamus's work endures is its adaptability. Over the centuries, his quatrains have been revisited during times of crisis or uncertainty. Readers often seek meaning in his words, hoping to find guidance or understanding of present circumstances. This adaptability underscores the human tendency to seek patterns and meaning, especially in the face of the unknown. While critics question the validity of Nostradamus's predictions, his influence on culture and literature is undeniable. His work has inspired countless books, films, and academic studies, exploring not only the content of his prophecies, but also their historical and cultural context. Some scholars argue that his writings reflect the anxieties and hopes of his time rather than genuine foresight, providing insight into the mindset of the Renaissance era. Nostradamus's methodology also invites curiosity. He reportedly drew upon a variety of sources, including classical texts, biblical scripture, and his own astrological calculations. He often wrote under the veil of ambiguity, possibly to avoid persecution by the Inquisition, which was intolerant of practices deemed heretical. This approach has contributed to the mystique surrounding his work, as readers attempt to decode the layers of meaning within his verses. Despite the skepticism surrounding his predictions, Nostradamus remains a cultural icon. His work exemplifies the enduring allure of prophecy and the human desire to unravel the mysteries of fate. Whether viewed as a genuine seer, a skilled poet, or a product of his time, Nostradamus continues to captivate audiences, inviting reflection on the nature of prediction, interpretation, and belief. In an era where uncertainty remains a constant, the legacy of Nostradamus serves as a reminder of humanity's enduring quest for understanding and foresight. Baba Vanga, often referred to as the Nostradamus of the Balkans, is one of the most enigmatic and celebrated figures in the realm of prophecy and mysticism. Born Vangelia Pandiva Dimitrova on January 31, 1911, in Strumica, a town then part of the Ottoman Empire, now located in North Macedonia, she lived a life marked by profound spiritual insight and an extraordinary ability to foresee events. Her predictions, which span personal insights, global catastrophes, and technological advancements, have fascinated believers and skeptics alike. Baba Vanga's life story, intertwined with myth and mystery, continues to captivate millions around the world. Early life and struggles. Baba Vanga's early years were characterized by hardship and loss. She was born into a modest family, and her mother passed away when she was still a child. Her father, a soldier in the Bulgarian army, faced significant challenges in providing for the family. A pivotal moment in Vanga's life occurred at the age of 12 when she was caught in a violent storm. According to legend, she was swept away by a strong gust of wind and found hours later, her eyes filled with sand and dust. This event reportedly led to her gradual loss of vision, a condition that would profoundly shape her future. After becoming blind, Vanga was sent to a school for the visually impaired in Zemun, Serbia. There, she learned Braille, piano, and basic crafts, equipping her with the skills to navigate her new reality. Despite her physical challenges, she exhibited a keen intellect and an intuitive understanding of the world around her. These formative experiences laid the groundwork for her emergence as a spiritual figure, the awakening of prophetic abilities. Baba Vanga claimed that her blindness sharpened her inner vision and enabled her to connect with a higher plane of consciousness. By her late teens, she began offering advice and predictions to those who sought her help. Her reputation as a seer grew rapidly, drawing people from all walks of life. She reportedly described her visions as being presented to her in symbolic and vivid imagery, often accompanied by voices or feelings that guided her interpretations. During World War II, her abilities gained widespread recognition. Locals believed that she could locate missing soldiers and foresee critical events. Her fame attracted the attention of powerful figures, including Bulgarian politicians and international leaders, who sought her counsel. Her humble home in the village of Rupite, Bulgaria, became a pilgrimage site for those yearning for guidance and insight. A legacy of prophecies. Baba Vanga's predictions covered a vast array of topics, including natural disasters, political upheavals, and scientific advancements. Among her most famous forecasts are claims of the 9/11 attacks, the rise of ISIS, and global climate change. Skeptics argue that many of her predictions are vague or retroactively interpreted to fit events. Yet her believers point to the specificity of certain prophecies as evidence of her extraordinary gift. One of Baba Vanga's recurring themes was humanity's relationship with nature and technology. She often spoke of a future where scientific progress would bring both immense benefits and existential risks. Her visions included advancements in space exploration, breakthroughs in medicine, and the potential for catastrophic conflicts arising from technological misuse. These predictions resonate deeply in a world grappling with rapid change and uncertainty. The influence of faith and culture. Baba Vanga's spiritual practices were deeply rooted in Balkan traditions and Orthodox Christianity. She frequently emphasized the importance of moral values, compassion, and the interconnectedness of all life. Her teachings blended folklore, religious elements, and a universal message of hope for her followers. She was not just a prophet, but also a spiritual guide and healer. Despite her global fame, Baba Vanga remained a controversial figure. Critics questioned the authenticity of her abilities, and skeptics dismissed her predictions as coincidences or clever psychological insights. However, even her detractors acknowledged her profound impact on the cultural and spiritual landscape of the Balkans and beyond. Enduring impact. Baba Vanga passed away on August 11, 1996, but her legacy endures. Her predictions continue to spark debate, inspire artistic works, and fuel the imagination of those intrigued by the mysteries of the human mind. Whether regarded as a genuine prophet, a cultural icon, or a symbol of resilience, Baba Vanga remains a compelling figure whose life story transcends the boundaries of skepticism and belief. Throughout history, the methods employed by visionaries like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga to make their predictions have fascinated scholars and the public alike. Although both figures are known for their foresight, their approaches to divination were fundamentally different, reflecting their distinct cultural and personal contexts. By analyzing their methods, one can uncover the contrasting philosophies and practices that underpin their enigmatic prophecies. Nostradamus, astrological and symbolic interpretations. Nostradamus, a 16th-century French apothecary and seer, heavily relied on astrology as the foundation of his predictions. He studied celestial alignments and their perceived influence on human affairs, drawing on the belief that cosmic events could signal future occurrences. His quatrains, four-line poetic verses, were often infused with complex symbolism, allegory, and metaphor. These cryptic writings have been interpreted in myriad ways, with some claiming they foretold major world events such as wars, natural disasters, and political upheavals. Nostradamus's method was both systematic and speculative. He utilized astrological charts to identify patterns and timelines while leaving room for open-ended interpretation. Critics often point to the vagueness of his language, suggesting that the lack of specificity allows for subjective readings. Nevertheless, his method represents an early attempt to combine scientific knowledge of the stars with mystical intuition. Baba Vanga, intuitive and experiential insights. In contrast, Baba Vanga, a 20th-century Bulgarian mystic, relied on her heightened intuition and alleged psychic abilities to make her predictions. Blinded at a young age by a natural disaster, she claimed that her loss of sight enhanced her inner vision. Her predictions were delivered orally and often addressed directly to individuals or communities seeking guidance. Baba Vanga's foresight was deeply rooted in her personal experiences and connection to those around her. She often spoke in straightforward, conversational language, making her prophecies more accessible compared to Nostradamus's cryptic quatrains. Her predictions covered a wide range of topics, including global politics, scientific advancements, and natural phenomena. Unlike Nostradamus, she did not rely on external tools like astrology, but instead attributed her abilities to a divine or spiritual source. Key differences in scope and style. The scope of predictions also highlights significant differences between the two figures. Nostradamus's writings often aim to predict events far into the future, spanning centuries and addressing global themes. Baba Vanga, on the other hand, frequently focused on immediate or near-future events, with an emphasis on personal guidance and regional concerns. Stylistically, Nostradamus's work demands interpretation, as his poetic and symbolic language leaves much to the imagination. Baba Vanga's straightforward approach contrasts sharply, offering clear and direct predictions, albeit sometimes vague in their outcomes. Cultural and historical contexts. The cultural and historical contexts in which Nostradamus and Baba Vanga operated also influenced their methods. Nostradamus lived during the Renaissance, a period characterized by a renewed interest in science, art, and astrology. This intellectual environment likely shaped his reliance on celestial movements and esoteric knowledge. Baba Vanga, however, lived in 20th century Bulgaria, where her visions resonated with a population seeking hope and clarity during times of political turmoil and uncertainty. By comparing these two iconic figures, one can appreciate how their methods reflect their unique historical, cultural, and personal circumstances. Their legacies continue to inspire curiosity and debate, highlighting humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. Nostradamus, born Michel de Nostradame in 1503, is widely regarded as one of the most enigmatic and influential figures in the realm of prophecy. A French apothecary and reputed seer, Nostradamus is best known for his book Les Prophecies, a collection of 942 poetic quatrains that are claimed to predict significant global events. His writings have been studied, analyzed, and debated for centuries, with proponents and skeptics alike attempting to unravel the mysteries behind his cryptic verses. Methodology of prophecy. Nostradamus's method of prophecy remains a subject of fascination and speculation. He reportedly combined elements of astrology, biblical study, classical literature, and his own intuition to craft his predictions. Using planetary alignments and celestial phenomena, he constructed quatrains, four-line rhyming verses, that encapsulated his visions. However, the cryptic and symbolic nature of his writing allows for multiple interpretations, a fact that has both bolstered his mystique and drawn criticism. Unlike modern methods of forecasting, which often rely on empirical data and statistical analysis, Nostradamus's approach was deeply rooted in esoteric traditions. He often referenced mythological and historical allegories, blending them with his observations of human behavior and celestial patterns. This unique fusion of science, spirituality, and poetry has contributed to the enduring allure of his work. Key prophecies. Among the most frequently cited prophecies attributed to Nostradamus are those linked to monumental historical events. Some believe he foresaw the rise of Napoleon and Hitler, the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, and even the September 11th terrorist attacks. Each of these events has been retroactively connected to specific quatrains, sparking both awe and controversy over the accuracy and reliability of his predictions. For instance, Nostradamus's quatrain, "Beasts ferocious with hunger will cross the rivers," / "the greater part of the battlefield will be against Hister," has been interpreted as a forewarning of Adolf Hitler's rise to power and the devastation of World War II. Similarly, another quatrain describing two steel birds has been linked to the 9/11 attacks. Though skeptics argue that such interpretations rely heavily on subjective readings and historical hindsight. Nostradamus and the future. As humanity faces new challenges in the 21st century, many turn to Nostradamus's quatrains in search of insight into the future. Predictions attributed to him for upcoming years often reference climate change, global conflicts, and technological advancements. While these forecasts are open to interpretation, they underscore the enduring relevance of his work in a world seeking understanding and direction. For 2025, some interpretations of Nostradamus's quatrains suggest potential geopolitical tensions and environmental crises. Whether these predictions hold any merit remains uncertain, but the persistent fascination with his writings highlights humanity's enduring quest to decipher the unknown. Criticism and legacy. Despite his widespread influence, Nostradamus has his share of detractors. Critics argue that his quatrains are deliberately vague and open-ended, allowing them to be retrofitted to match historical events after they occur. Additionally, the accuracy of translations and the context of his original writings often come into question, further muddying the waters of interpretation. Nevertheless, Nostradamus's legacy endures as a cultural phenomenon. His works have inspired countless books, films, and academic studies, cementing his place as a timeless figure in the world of prophecy. Whether viewed as a genuine seer or a masterful poet with an acute understanding of human nature, Nostradamus continues to captivate and intrigue audiences around the globe. Baba Vanga, born Vangelia Pandiva Dimitrova in 1911 in the small town of Strumica, now in North Macedonia, became known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans for her extraordinary ability to predict the future. Blind from a young age due to a tragic accident, Baba Vanga claimed to have gained her prophetic abilities after the incident, which he described as an awakening that connected her to unseen forces. Despite the skepticism surrounding her abilities, Baba Vanga amassed a following and made numerous predictions that were eerily accurate. Her prophecies, like those of Nostradamus, were often cryptic and vague, leaving room for interpretation. However, several of her predictions have gained significant attention, especially as many seem to have come to fruition. One of the most notable features of Baba Vanga's predictions is that she often spoke in broad terms, making them adaptable to various events in history. Still, the accuracy of her forecasts and their relevance to modern times have led many to reflect on her work and its implications. Notable predictions of Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga's prophecies spanned many years, covering a wide range of events, from political changes to natural disasters. She is particularly famous for her accurate predictions of global events, including the fall of the Soviet Union, the rise of terrorism, and even the 9/11 attacks. One of her most famous prophecies is about the 2001 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center. Baba Vanga reportedly predicted that the American brothers will fall after being attacked by steel birds. Though this prophecy was vague in its original form, many believe it refers to the airplanes used in the attacks, and the phrase steel birds seems to have predicted the method of destruction. This eerie coincidence has contributed to her reputation as a modern-day oracle. Another remarkable prediction by Baba Vanga was her foretelling of the Chernobyl disaster. Long before the nuclear catastrophe occurred in 1986, she reportedly warned that a great tragedy would strike in a Soviet country, where people would suffer from radiation sickness. In the aftermath of the Chernobyl explosion, many were struck by how her words seemed to align with the tragedy that unfolded. Baba Vanga also warned of the rise of terrorism and global conflicts. She predicted that the 21st century would witness increasing instability, with global conflicts escalating, particularly in the Middle East. She was believed to have predicted the rise of radical Islamic terrorism, including the invasion of the Middle East by Western forces and the emergence of groups like ISIS. Though these details have been the subject of much debate, predictions for the future. Looking ahead to the year 2025, Baba Vanga's prophecies take on an increasingly ominous tone. She foresaw a shift in global power dynamics, foretelling the decline of Western influence and the rise of Eastern nations, particularly China. This prediction aligns closely with current geopolitical trends, where China's economic and military influence has grown substantially. Baba Vanga is said to have predicted that China would eventually rise to global prominence, overtaking the United States as the leading superpower, both economically and militarily. This shift is already apparent as China has become a dominant force in global trade, technology, and diplomacy. Baba Vanga's prophecies also point towards significant natural disasters. She spoke of floods, earthquakes, and cosmic events that would cause widespread destruction. While she did not specify exact details or locations, her predictions have been seen as increasingly relevant in light of the current climate crisis, rising sea levels, extreme weather patterns, and an increase in natural disasters such as wildfires, hurricanes, and earthquakes have raised concerns that these predictions may come true in the near future. Another chilling prediction that has drawn attention is Baba Vanga's forewarning about an impending cosmic event. She described a series of catastrophic occurrences in space, including meteor strikes and solar storms, that could pose a significant threat to life on Earth. These predictions have fueled theories about the potential dangers posed by asteroids and the effects of solar activity on our planet. With growing interest in space exploration and the increasing awareness of space-based threats, this prophecy has gained renewed interest among scientists and futurists. Baba Vanga's predictions also touch upon the advancement of technology, particularly the development of artificial intelligence and biotechnology. She is said to have predicted the rise of robots and machines that would one day surpass human intelligence. This echoes contemporary debates about the future of AI and its impact on society. Will machines become smarter than humans? And if so, what consequences will this have for our world? Reflection on Baba Vanga's prophecies. While Baba Vanga's predictions are undeniably fascinating, they also raise important questions about the nature of prophecy and its role in shaping our perceptions of the future. Many view her prophecies as warnings, messages that urge us to prepare for difficult times ahead. Others see them as reflections of humanity's deepest fears and hopes, echoing the collective anxieties that emerge in times of uncertainty. Some critics argue that Baba Vanga's prophecies are nothing more than coincidences or clever interpretations of vague statements. After all, her predictions were often ambiguous and subject to various interpretations, which makes it easy to link them to events after they occur. The lack of official documentation of her prophecies, and the fact that many of them were recorded by her followers after the fact, leaves room for doubt. However, for many, the accuracy of her predictions, especially when they align with major historical events, lends credibility to her abilities. As we approach 2025, the world finds itself in a state of heightened uncertainty, with global tensions rising, climate change accelerating, and new technological advancements emerging. Baba Vanga's prophecies seem more relevant than ever, whether one believes in her abilities or not. Her predictions offer a sobering reminder of the unpredictable and volatile nature of our world. In a time of global upheaval and uncertainty, her words continue to resonate, offering both a warning and a challenge. How will humanity respond to the challenges of the future? Despite the differences in their methods and styles, the prophecies of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga share striking similarities that have captured the imagination of people around the world. Both of these figures have become icons of prophetic foresight, and their predictions continue to spark debates about the potential future of humanity. By examining the common themes within their prophecies, it becomes clear that they both foresaw many of the same global phenomena, offering chilling predictions of war, natural disasters, and shifts in the balance of power on Earth. One of the most significant similarities between the two prophets is their prediction of global military conflict. Both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga foresaw a future in which the world would be embroiled in devastating wars. Nostradamus, in his quatrains, often hinted at great military conflicts, including a catastrophic war in Europe. For example, one of his famous verses speaks of the Great War and a terrible conflict between nations, which many interpreters have linked to potential future wars, including nuclear conflicts. Similarly, Baba Vanga predicted that the 21st century would be marked by massive military confrontations, particularly involving the East and the West. She notably foresaw conflicts between Russia and the United States, which many believe refers to the tensions that could lead to World War III. The theme of natural disasters is another common thread in the prophecies of both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. Both seers warned of significant environmental upheavals that would dramatically alter the world as we know it. Nostradamus's quatrains often reference floods, earthquakes, droughts, and other catastrophic natural events. One of his famous predictions speaks of great floods and the earth shaking, which many associate with the increased frequency and intensity of natural disasters caused by climate change and geological activity. Baba Vanga also predicted a world ravaged by natural calamities. She spoke of rising sea levels and devastating floods, particularly in coastal areas. Her visions of earthquakes and other natural catastrophes have been interpreted as a warning about the fragility of the Earth's ecosystems and the consequences of human activity on the planet. Both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga also predicted the rise of new global powers, signaling a shift in the balance of world influence. Nostradamus is often quoted as predicting the fall of the Western world, with the rise of a new order from the East. This has been interpreted by many as a foretelling of the growing power of Eastern nations, particularly China, in the 21st century. Similarly, Baba Vanga saw a decline in the influence of Western countries and the ascendancy of Eastern nations. She predicted that China would play a central role in shaping the future geopolitical landscape, possibly replacing the United States as the leading global power. Both prophets seem to foresee a changing world order, where the traditional dominance of Western powers would give way to new influences from the East. Another area of similarity lies in their predictions of cosmic phenomena and celestial events. Nostradamus's writings often contain references to astrological events, such as solar eclipses, comets, and other astronomical occurrences, which he believed had a significant influence on human affairs. Some of his quatrains speak of celestial bodies falling from the sky, or the stars aligning in unusual ways, which many have interpreted as warnings about potential meteor strikes or cosmic events that could disrupt life on Earth. BABA Vanga, too, predicted that Earth would experience extraordinary cosmic phenomena. She spoke of meteor showers, solar storms, and even the possibility of a meteor striking the Earth, which could have devastating consequences. This shared focus on the cosmos underscores the belief that the fate of humanity may be intertwined with the movements of the heavens. Finally, both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's prophecies suggest a future where humanity faces existential threats. The idea of mankind struggling to survive in a world threatened by war, natural disasters, and environmental collapse is a central theme in both sets of predictions. Nostradamus's prophecies about a great and terrible year and man's struggle for survival have been interpreted as a warning about the potential collapse of civilization due to these factors. Similarly, Baba Vanga's visions point to a world where humanity must confront its vulnerability, both in terms of the environment and the political climate. In her prophecies, she saw a world that had to face the consequences of its actions, such as environmental degradation and the misuse of technology, leading to severe consequences for mankind. In both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's prophecies, there is also an underlying sense of hope and renewal. Despite the dire predictions, both seers seem to suggest that humanity would eventually overcome these challenges. Nostradamus, for example, spoke of a time when peace would return after a period of great turmoil, and Baba Vanga similarly foresaw a future where, after overcoming the chaos, humanity would emerge stronger and more united. This element of hope is vital in both sets of prophecies, as it suggests that while the path ahead may be fraught with peril, there is the potential for redemption and a new beginning for mankind. In conclusion, the prophecies of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga share several key similarities, from predictions of global military conflict and natural disasters to the rise of new world powers and cosmic events. Despite their differences in methodology, both seers appear to have envisioned a future marked by significant upheaval and transformation, yet also one where humanity's resilience could lead to renewal. Their shared themes continue to captivate people today, offering a glimpse into the possible futures that may await us. Whether one sees these prophecies as genuine glimpses of the future or as mere coincidences, the common threads between Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's visions of a changing world are undeniable, reflecting universal concerns about the survival and future of humanity. While Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's prophecies have captivated people for centuries, their accuracy and validity are highly questionable. Both figures are often revered as clairvoyants, yet a closer examination reveals several flaws in their methods and interpretations. One key criticism is the vagueness of their predictions. Nostradamus's quatrains are notoriously cryptic, using metaphorical language that allows for multiple interpretations. This ambiguity has led to their application to various events over the years, such as World War II or the 9/11 attacks. The lack of specificity means that his predictions can be retroactively matched to almost any event, a phenomenon called retroactive clairvoyance. For example, his reference to fire in the sky could describe countless historical events, from natural disasters to warfare. Similarly, Baba Vanga's prophecies are open to misinterpretation. They were largely communicated orally and recorded by her followers, leading to concerns about their authenticity and accuracy. Since her prophecies were transcribed by others, they may have been distorted or influenced by personal biases, making it difficult to verify their true meaning. Another major flaw is the lack of verifiable evidence supporting their predictions. Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's followers often claim that their predictions accurately foretold major events. However, there is no concrete proof to substantiate these claims. The connections between their prophecies and historical events are largely anecdotal, relying on subjective interpretation and selective reading. This leads to confirmation bias, where people focus on predictions that seem accurate while ignoring those that don't fit. For instance, Nostradamus' prediction about two steel birds falling from the sky has been linked to the 9/11 attacks, but the connection is tenuous at best. The description could apply to any airplane disaster, demonstrating how his prophecies can be molded to fit various events. In addition, both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's predictions reflect cultural and historical anxieties. Nostradamus wrote during a time of political instability in Europe, and his prophecies often mirror the fears of his era, such as wars and societal upheaval. Similarly, Baba Vanga's visions were shaped by the Cold War and the rise of Eastern powers, reflecting the geopolitical concerns of her time. Lastly, these prophecies speak to human nature, our desire to predict and control the future. While they offer a sense of reassurance, they raise important questions. Are we destined to repeat history, or can we shape our future? In conclusion, while Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's prophecies are intriguing, they are often too vague, lacking evidence, and open to interpretation. Instead of relying on these uncertain predictions, we should approach the future with critical thinking and evidence-based solutions. The prophecies of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga offer more than just eerie predictions of the future. They provoke important reflections on our current world and what lies ahead. Their warnings about natural disasters, political turmoil, and societal shifts challenge us to think deeply about the future and our role in shaping it. One major lesson from these prophecies is the importance of preparation. Both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga foresaw upheaval, wars, natural disasters, and societal changes. While the details may be unclear, the core message is clear. The future is uncertain, and the best way to face it is by being proactive. From climate change to geopolitical tensions, our world faces real challenges, and being prepared is essential for navigating these uncertain times. These prophecies remind us that resilience and foresight are key to overcoming adversity. Yet, these prophecies also raise a deeper philosophical question. Are we bound by fate, or do we have the power to shape our destiny? Nostradamus and Baba Vanga often predicted major upheavals, but can we prevent them through our actions? These predictions may be unsettling, but they also prompt us to ask whether our future is determined by forces beyond our control, or whether we can choose a different path. The balance between fate and free will is a question that has haunted humanity for centuries, and these prophecies serve as a reminder that we must take responsibility for the future we create. These prophecies also invite us to reflect on the power of belief. Throughout history, prophecies have often provided comfort or direction in uncertain times. Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's predictions continue to capture our imagination because they offer a way to interpret the chaos around us. But it's important to ask, does belief in these prophecies lead us to meaningful action, or does it cultivate fear and inaction? While belief in prophecies can be empowering, it's essential to recognize that we are not powerless in the face of uncertainty. We can take steps to shape the future based on reason and action, not fear. Another question these prophecies raise is the role of human agency. While the visions of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga seem to point toward inevitable calamities, they can also be seen as warnings. The question becomes, how do we respond to these warnings? Do we passively accept them, or do we take them as a call to action? By embracing the lessons of the past and taking proactive steps, we can change the course of events. Human choices, actions, and innovations will play a crucial role in shaping the future. The cyclical nature of history, as seen in both prophecies, also prompts us to ask whether we have learned from past mistakes. The same patterns of conflict, environmental disaster, and power struggles seem to reappear throughout history. These recurring themes beg the question, will we continue to repeat these mistakes, or can we break the cycle and create a better future? Ultimately, the prophecies of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga challenge us to confront our fears about the future. While they offer visions of disaster, they also present an opportunity to reflect on our collective anxieties and what we can do to overcome them. Are these prophecies genuine warnings, or simply the projection of human fears? Whether or not they come to pass, they urge us to act with purpose, resilience, and hope in the face of uncertainty. In conclusion, the big questions raised by these prophecies about fate, belief, and human agency remind us that we have the power to shape the future. We can't predict everything, but we can influence the outcome through our actions. As we look ahead, the question remains, will we face the future with fear, or will we rise to the challenge and create a future we can be proud of? Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe in these prophecies? Or are they simply coincidences? Let us know your thoughts as we continue exploring the mysteries of the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.